Tell me about Voxie. Like, let's talk about Voxie for a while.
So Voxie is a text marketing platform that helps companies capture more customers quickly and
Okay.
keep them coming back using two-way conversations. And that's keep them coming back either into store or online.
Okay. So your customers are B2C, I'm guessing.
Yes, the majority of our customers are B2C. Omni-channel retail is the vast majority.
Okay. So you used to call yourself Voxie Chat, right? Did you rebrand the company?
Yes, we were able to get the domain voxie.com. So
Okay. 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 That's good to hear. So can you tell us more about your role in Voxie?
yes, so I'm in charge of product and marketing. So I work both with the engineering team to ensure that our customers have the tools necessary to drive more revenue.
Okay.
And on the marketing side, tell everybody about the amazing stuff that we're building.
Okay. And I have seen your CV. It's kind of really wild. I think like you have worked in finance, you have worked in marketing, you have worked in sales, you have worked in, you have also worked in corporate law, which we'll get to in a while. And you have also founded several successful full companies. So can
Mhm.
you tell us about your story about being a serial entrepreneur and how things have worked out for you?
My path is a little bit different.
Okay.
I am one of the few people that went to get my MBA at the same time as going through startups. I thought it was an important kind of base of knowledge.
Okay.
Um, but I'll fast forward my story to how I got involved with Voxie.
Okay.
So I was actually at a different company at the time, and I was testing something that was really hot in that moment. It was around 2018-ish timeframe.
Okay.
And conversational marketing, this is when conversational marketing was just taking off, and companies like Drift were extremely popular. There's a lot of hype about it, and I'm a data driven person, so I wanted to see the results, right? I wanted to test this.
Okay.
So I started testing, traditional landing pages for lead gen against these chatbots. And come to have it that it was about 7 times better, right? You go from a couple percentage point conversion to over 7%. And I'm extremely excited about this channel. I see it as the future.
Okay.
And right around this time, right after I do this test, Bogdan, who's the founder and CEO of Voxie, he comes to me, and me and Bogdan have known each other for a long time. I had a marketing agency as well, and he was one of the clients for our marketing agency in this previous company that he exited. And he
Okay.
comes to me and he says, "Hey, Mikhail, I'm working on this conversational marketing company. What do you think?" And I was just blown away. I was like, "Absolutely, hell yeah, I am in. Let's do this. I want to help you with this company."
Okay, great. So how long have you been working for Voxie?
Almost 2 years.
Okay. And like, what are your biggest accomplishments while working for Voxie?
Well, we took it from almost zero to $1 million in revenue, in recurring revenue. That was our first major milestone, and now we're on path to. And my next major milestone is going to be breaking 10 million in revenue.
Okay, that's great. So has the has the pandemic affected you a bit, or is things going
Yeah,
better
so it
for?
has affected us, but in a positive way.
Okay.
So businesses more than ever need to get in front of their customers, and it's hard to break through the noise. So not only has the channel become more powerful, but we also had industries open up that we did not go after before inbound, right? So industries like restaurants, we needed a better way to communicate with their customers, not only that they have curbside and delivery available, but coordinate also those curbside pickups.
So I think the tech industry is kind of booming thanks to the pandemic. Like while other companies are kind of in a rough spot, tech companies are now in a better place now more than ever. Like the stocks of like all the big tech companies are absolutely skyrocketing, and I think this has been a really interesting year, like for companies, for SaaS companies and companies like Zoom and others. So I think it's going to be interesting for a while.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, so I have to ask you this. I have seen that you have been featured on CNN, Forbes, BBC for uncovering crazy patents made by Google, Facebook, and others. Like I had seen the news articles. Can you tell us about these crazy stories, like how you found them and what are the things that are absolutely like crazy?
Yeah, so this was probably one of my first major milestones as a marketer.
Okay.
And it was in my first company that's still around. And, we were still a young startup. We're bootstrapped, so we didn't have a lot of money in advertising. And I had to find a more organic approach to drive leads.
Okay.
Well, that means you got to go grow your SEO, right?
Yeah.
And one of the biggest factors is a high domain authority backlinks,
Yeah.
right? Okay, well, some of the highest backlinks are news sources. Well, how do we could get more of these link backs? I studied a lot and I kind of came up with this framework of, well, if I can just find something that I can continuously give reporters something that's valuable, that's newsworthy, and I can do it repeatably,
Okay.
I should be able to get a lot of backlinks. So I reached out to some reporters and I asked them, hey, if I was able to get you information about patents as soon as they're released, so you can be the first person to write about them, and I'll curate the list for you, would you be interested in that? And they said, absolutely, I would. So I built a relationship with reporters to feed them information about some of these groundbreaking patents as they first became public.
Okay.
And, luck has it that it struck, and it struck big.
Okay.
And we just continuously kept getting high authority link backs.
Okay, so if I understand this correctly, so you kind of use this growth hack, so for press releases to get high DR backlinks, and on the process you discovered this crazy patents, right?
Well, that was the high value thing that I was providing, right?
Okay,
I needed to find something that I could provide that was high value to reporters and it was
yeah,
newsworthy.
yeah. So, like, what's the craziest thing you saw? Like,
Oh
what's the
gosh,
latest patent? So, anything you remember from that time?
I'm trying to remember right now. Um, it was almost 10 years ago
Okay,
now. But what's really cool is a lot of those patents that we were discovering back then are starting to become real now. And one of those is Amazon delivery drones.
okay, so yeah, so 10 years back, somebody would have thought like that's insane or
Right.
like not anymore. Okay, so okay, now we have to come to sales panel, of course. So, what made you consider sales panel? Like, what were the challenges you were facing?
Yeah, so I wanted a better way to understand who is coming to my site.
Okay,
Google Analytics is amazing as far as just general data and source data,
yeah,
but sometimes it's really hard. I can tell where they're coming from, but I don't know who they are. So
yeah.
that's kind of the problem that I was trying to solve.
Okay, so you used Google Analytics and you were trying to find out visitors. So you are mainly using the company identification tool, I'm guessing.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so yes, I interviewed another customer a while back, and they were also saying the same thing. Like Google Analytics is great, like it's fantastic, but it's like sometimes really hard. And also, the data you get from that, you can only react to it. Like you cannot proactively work on the data. Like what we are working on is you can. Work on every visitor, like every qualified visitor, in even if the company has not been identified. If the company has identified, that's great. If the lead has signed up, that's also great. but we want businesses to work on every visitor, like so they could dynamically show their content or reach out to them with highly targeted content even when they have left your website. Like for company identification, um, you do not know which exact visitor has visited your website, right? So you can just make a guess, or you can like outreach to them. So what we are trying to do is we want to help companies qualify visitors and then um, share targeted content only with qualified visitors and convert them, so to increase the conversion rates. So we will get back to you shortly, and we'll tell you more about this. And if you find this useful, you can implement this strategy.
Great.
Okay. So what do you think about sales panel's customer experience and how we deliver value? Like you are also a SaaS product, you are a B2C
Mhm.
SaaS company. So what do you think about sales panel?
Salespanel has been great. I think I've been using you guys for a few years now, ever since early Voxie inception. And everyone has just been great. I get my questions answered very quickly. Um, and with some detailed instructions. I had some originally had some complicated Zaps with Zapier setup, and you guys were really great in helping us
Okay, so
navigate through those challenges.
okay, so I'm guessing you would rate our support pretty well.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, okay. So coming back to Voxie, what marketing strategies have worked the best for you at Voxie?
Yeah, so I'll go tie it into Sales Panel. The way that we really use Sales Panel is a support software, and what I mean
Okay,
by that is it supports our sales efforts. Um, we might do outbound prospecting on Jane at company ABC, right?
okay,
But Jane might forward this email to Eric, and Eric might come to the site. And in that scenario, HubSpot does not correctly give us event data and tell us when company ABC is coming to our site.
okay.
Salespanel is able to kind of fill in that gap a lot of the times. That's
Um,
the main way that we utilize Salespanel. And now we enable our salespeople to do proactive reach outs, text them, call them, email them, whatever,
yeah.
depending on where they are in the cadence, kind of accelerate our cadence once we see kind of this higher engagement.
Okay, so your sales team is using Sales Panel to understand customer behavior and then reach out to the right people while already having the major data they need to close the deal or to move
Right,
further the conversation.
exactly.
Okay. Okay, so during the pandemic, have you seen anything crazy or have you learned anything in the last 6 months? Like many of us had to like tweak and go accordingly during this period. Like some things were affected, some things were not affected. So what has been your experience with that? Like what are how did you handle things?
Pandemic came at an interesting time from my life. Right,
Okay.
I was in the, changed my wedding plans.
Yeah.
I all kinds of things, and just from a high level point of view, I still feel very lucky. Um, as I moved in with my significant other before the pandemic started, right before,
Okay.
and I've been able to spend more time with family in general. Um, I think before the pandemic, we didn't make as much time for family and close people, close friends, right?
Okay.
And because we're all sheltered in place, and we're only opening up our circle to close
Yeah.
friends and family, it's been a little bit of a blessing, I think,
Yeah. So I
in
think
that regard. That's the silver lining in all
yeah.
this that I see.
Yeah, I think it has like changed the way how we live. And by the way, your wedding was a few weeks back, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so congratulations on that.
Thank you.
I I really appreciate that everything worked out well for you in the end. I guess like in this like 6 months, like nobody knew when they could do their things that they planned.
Yeah,
Yeah, and yeah.
it,
Yes.
it, it was interesting experience to do a wedding during the pandemic, but
Yeah. Okay. So if you had to suggest something to new marketers or startup marketers, what would it be?
research, research, research. Uh, you know, one of the most important piece of marketing advice I give to every marketer on our team is part of your job is going to be researching to get better at your job.
Yeah.
I know that sounds kind of obvious, but marketing trends and what's effective change every 6 months. And in
Yeah.
order to be effective, you need to be continuously learning and studying. And while that may seem a little bit scary, it's also a huge opportunity for new marketers. For
Yeah.
new marketers, you're not that far behind, right?
Yeah, like every information is available on the internet,
Right,
and if you are looking for it, you will always find it, right?
exactly.
Yeah. Okay, Mikhail, that was great talking to you. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day. I think it's early morning for you, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for
Thank you.
joining the
Have a
again.
wonderful day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You. Okay.
Bye
Bye.
bye.
Yeah. Bye.